Jay, you make bad decisions.
I
and
do.
reflects poorly on the show.
Hello and welcome to Man of Biscuit, episode number 33. It's your weekly podcast with us. It's a thing we do. You've been watching us do it for a while now, or maybe this is your first time. Probably not your first time, but thanks for watching. I am RJ Velosky, and with me are my co-hosts Jacob Gamble, TJ Rathburn.
Hello.
Hello. I'd ask how you're doing, but I know how TJ's doing.
I'm not that bad off, gentlemen.
Yeah, I know. Last time,
No Shave November thing is,
yes,
it is really getting bad.
It's
man.
rough. Like, it is killing me. And I had work meetings and stuff with the CEO, and I'm like, oh, I should really shave, but I held strong. My solidarity. Oh, it's second to none.
What is the point of that? What is the loyalty to No Shave November?
Well, No Shave November is supposed to be a way for people to drum up awareness for things like prostate cancer and other male-only diseases. It's for a lot of people, particularly people who do the contests and things. They're raising money for charities and stuff like that in order to hopefully find cures for certain diseases. The first one and the most obvious, like I already brought up, is prostate cancer, because it is a male-specific disease.
Right.
And generally, males are the ones who are growing mustaches for Movember or beards for No Shave November. And that's what it's supposed to be about. And it's gotten kind of off the tracks lately.
Right, because I mean,
hipsters.
it's good marketing. It's important for diseases these days to have a good marketing department.
Yeah.
But I already knew about prostate cancer, and you're just looking pretty scraggly. So
yeah, I know. But for a lot of people, basically what it does is it gives people the opportunity when, because trust me, they'll ask to be like, oh man, do you think maybe you should shave? And you go, actually, I'm doing this for charity. And they go, oh, why? And you talk to them about the
your
charity.
Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing this for Jesus. But you talk about how you're doing it for charity or for awareness of certain diseases, and people will go, oh, that's not something that I generally think about, and it works. It raises awareness.
Okay. All right. So
it also gives you whiskers in your mouth, because
I have to ask, what charity are you doing this for?
I don't know yet. Usually I don't do the big thing, because what a lot of people do is they'll shave at the beginning and then they'll grow their mustache or their beard as much as they can over the course of the year. And then they'll go to contests and see who managed to grow the most impressive facial hair. And whoever wins gets a certain amount of money for charity. I usually just do it myself. I do, I talk to people about it and raise awareness, and then I'll make a small donation, because I tend to be not terribly well off, to a charity at the end of the month. So I haven't decided where I'm going to go yet. And it's not going to be a lot of money, because it's going to be my money and not, donated from some contest or whatever.
Well, that's important though. Okay.
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, I guess.
It's better than what we do, which is just oh yeah, prostate cancer, that's a thing.
Yeah. When one of you guys is suffering from prostate cancer, I'll make sure to not rub it in your face.
Look, man, that $5 really could have helped. All right. No, let's not go down that path. We don't want to make fun of charities. For the most part.
No, we're not making fun of it. And we're not making fun of charities. I mean, things like the Ice Bucket Challenge and all that other good stuff that have gained some form of, polarity to them, ultimately have done good things.
They have. Yeah. A lot of people had a lot of problems with the Ice Bucket Challenge, but when it was going on, the amount of money that was raised for ALS was remarkable.
Well, like I said, it's, starting this whole conversation, basically, it's important for a disease to have a good marketing department anymore.
It really, truly is.
But
we all had fun weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
TJ's almost done with Bloodborne. I know that much because he plays it at my house.
Yeah, I do.
And I don't know, Jay, what'd you get up to?
I did the beta test stress test weekend for Blizzard and Overwatch. I played a lot of Diablo 3.
Nicely done. Nicely done. So yeah, I know you were messaging me about this over the weekend. You said you weren't terribly impressed by it.
I hope that there's and keep in mind when I downloaded this, it was a whopping 5 gig. I mean, it was not a large. It was not a large.
How many heroes could you play?
You could play as, I believe it was, probably 12, somewhere in there. I mean, it was no small number. It was it looked to be the majority of that cast, not the entirety of it, because that list of, I mean, you get the group picture, and there are a lot of characters in that game. But it was a good chunk of them, and I liked the new I liked the hero swap mechanic. I liked I liked what it can be. Ultimately, if there's a story mode for all of those characters, that is a game that I'll pick up real quick and will play through, because a lot of it has, like, as you get the little sayings and things like that as they're they're going through, you're wondering what they're all about, and
do you really think there's going to be a huge story mode? I mean,
there won't.
Yeah, because that's kind of the way these games have been going. There was a lot of other recent events, so to speak. There's been a lot of hoopla, as maybe not quite hoopla, maybe just a little bit of who, but
it's never the plot.
Yeah, well, it could have been, one of the two. But it basically some chatter about a few people being disgruntled that Battlefront dropped its single player campaign, and there's is it really worth $60 for a game without a single? For me, absolutely not, because I'm just not multiplayer shooter. But for people who are really into that, and let's be real, there's a lot of people. Pornhub taught us that. Last week.
But that was Fallout. That's not.
Well, Pornhub watches everything, and they know how many gamers there are out there. Anyway, that aside for a moment. No, in all honesty, the big portion of gamer culture being a thing, especially with people around about 10 years younger than us, has boiled down to two things: MOBAs and online first-person shooters.
Yep.
And that is where things are going. And so maybe for those people, not like those people, but maybe for people in that demographic, $60.
Because we don't want to denigrate people to play FPS.
Those people. And
yes.
No, we don't. Honestly, a lot of good came.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
But yeah, for people in that demographic, it might be worth $60 for an online only or a multiplayer only experience.
For me personally,
yeah, not for us,
and
but for some people.
That's where I see that's why I said if there's a story mode, I'll absolutely pick that up in a heartbeat. But if it is just simply, if it's gonna be what was given to me, that little 5 gig, which don't get me wrong, like you can do a lot within 5 gigs. I mean, ultimately, Fallout 4 is, I believe, what was it, like 15 or something like that? It was ridiculously small, and people were all sorts of scared initially.
Because it uses the same framework as every other game they've done for the past, 12 years.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the storage space tends to come from textures and assets, and they have upped those significantly. But in any case, that's neither here nor there. I think the takeaway is that it's probably not going to be it's definitely not for TJ and I. We've already established that, because it's just not our genre, period. It's probably not going to be for you, because it's going to be multiplayer only. So, oh well, Blizz, I guess you're going to have to fight harder for the Mana Biscuit dollar.
Not that you're gonna have to fight for everybody else's dollar.
Well, Jay's already paying money on your Hearthstone, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and plenty
he's good.
of it.
He's good.
Well, no, not. I actually haven't bought. I bought one card pack the entire time that I've been playing. I've bought all of the expansions, the little single player modes, but I have not bought a single card pack.
Yeah.
Other than that first one, and the only reason I bought that first one was when I was in beta. We need to.
Well, when you're in beta, you got like a card or something.
Yeah, you got a free card, and it was a gold limited edition deal, and I wanted it just simply to throw it in my decks and be like, hey, I was there first, and you know, ego and all that other good stuff.
Sure. So, how about we talk about some news this week? Just today being, was it the 23rd, I believe? 23rd or 22nd? I don't know.
23rd.
It is the 23rd. Yes, I made note of that earlier. I don't know. My brain does some things sometimes with numbers and I forget them. But it is the 23rd. It is actually Doctor Who Day. It is the 52nd. Yeah, 5-2. 52nd anniversary Doctor Who. And we're right in the waning moments of Series 9. It's really good. Loving it still. If you watched NPO, Stephen Moffat was the top of my list. I was the top of the list of things for which I was thankful. And yeah, good stuff. Also today, November 23rd, 2016, HBO pulled some hijinks.
Yeah.
They just sort of they didn't literally just say I'm just going to leave this here, but they might as well have. And they put
presented without comment.
Yes. Right. They put out that little teaser poster for season 6 of Game of Thrones, and apparently there's some guy on it named April, because it just has his like face and says April. But
his face is a little bloody.
Yeah, his face.
He looks vaguely familiar.
He looks like really pretty with that sort of manly dark scruff and the curly hair. It's Jon Snow, naturally.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on the show back when season 5 was wrapping up, and in some of the aftermath there, theories on whether or not he'd be dead, and obviously it hasn't been established in the books, and there's been this whole back and forth, and we just wanted to revisit that briefly because they brought it back up today. I think all of us.
Not dead.
Yeah, it's the one time. They're making the exception that proves the rules. I believe how I put it back then, that characters in Game of Thrones, when they've been killed off, they're done, they're gone, and that's what makes it impactful. And I think Jon Snow is going to be that exception that proves the rule. Melisandre came back, at just the right time. They're, the whole theater with Kit Harington and it's telling Entertainment Weekly that he was told he was dead and gone, but then he starts showing up at like script readings and this has been plotted all along.
We had pictures of him on set.
Yeah.
And okay, maybe it could have been a flashback or like a dream sequence.
But they've only done one flashback in the entire series.
Are we gonna see? Well, if we see more of like Bran this upcoming season, and his weird like sight, maybe it's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But overall, despite the fact that it could be this or it could be that, no, he's just not dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not permadead. Yeah.
He's not permanent. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe Bran in his new capacity as like ancient Oak King or whatever the hell he is, will use Jon Snow's carcass as a meat puppet because I love you, little brother. No, I'm the little brother, but you're the little brother now because I am ancient. I am of the first men. But anyway, that's Game of Thrones. You guys, I can't see what you're typing here because I can't adjust the Skype window. But I can see the little message flashing and you guys going, keep.
He's been asking for a jump cut for about 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
A jump cut.
We need to take a pause so I can step away and blow my nose because it's really running.
Oh, okay. Well, you should just say it, and then...
and then we'll just jump back to before that?
Yeah, no. We're just rolling. So Jay, how you doing?
We're just gonna keep going with it. All right, you go ahead, and we got you, man. I'm doing, like I said, the beta test thing. I failed miserably on the Daredevil thing. Did not make it in time for Jessica Jones this weekend. However, I have the time and I have the desire, particularly now that I have something else to watch. So I'm gonna jump into it. The other thing that I'm loving, and well, there are two things that I'm loving and digging that we haven't talked enough about. The first one you guys know nothing of because I've already quizzed.
Because of Jon Snow, we're all Jon Snow and we know nothing.
yes, and yeah.
No, get into it. Oh. Whoa.
I'll do an aside for that later. TJ, your camera.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to stop here because audio is frozen and video has gotten herky-jerky, so we might just cut the whole shit out after all. I think that was DJ's plan in knocking his camera out. So Jessica Jones is the other thing that happened this week, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And I have to sit this conversation out because I swore that I do Daredevil before and just didn't get it finished.
It's like a couple of hours, man. We're talking about 13 hours. You could have just forsaken Diablo 3 for it, or virtually anything else for it.
I actually haven't played I haven't played all the way through Diablo 3 yet, and it's been, 2 years?
Yeah, because it's going to matter a whole lot more if you wasted another day.
Anyway,
likewise,
Jay, you make bad decisions.
I do.
Reflects poorly on the show.
Oh yeah, okay. Jay,
it's good stuff. You should probably watch it.
Jay,
and also,
it's
you can start watching Jessica Jones without having finished Daredevil. It is not connected.
That's true.
I know.
You don't need to be caught up.
Well, actually, it is connected. Rosario Dawson's character plays through both of them.
Yeah, but
I haven't seen her yet.
I really I haven't. Well, TJ's one episode further than I am. I'm 4 in, he's 5 in. But I haven't seen her yet either obviously. And I will also say that interconnection is cool, but it doesn't. Like, okay, I really wanted to watch Arrow, then Flash, and I stopped doing that because even on the crossovers, it didn't really matter. It's not like you couldn't follow things. So if you watch them both eventually, then you just kind of get there, and that's about the size of that. So, you can jump right into Jessica Jones, but you really should freaking finish Daredevil because it is the best thing the MCU has ever done. Period. Hands down.
Now, we may feel differently after we have finished Jessica Jones. It is very promising. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm not as gaga over it as some of the people I've seen on the internet and such. But I can totally see the quality already, and I understand that it also has a Daredevil, like Daredevil did. It starts slower and just gradually builds up, and it has pacing issues where not every episode is properly paced as an episode. It's paced as a season because they anticipate you binging it.
Exactly.
So I hear that things really start to pick up right about where I'm at, and they do. Like, there's some cool stuff happening. But apparently it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so maybe by the time it's over and I've experienced the entire thing, maybe I will be just as big a fan as everybody else seems to be, and maybe this will blow Daredevil out of the water. But if you take the first 5 episodes of Daredevil and the first 5 episodes of this, and Daredevil wins so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Daredevil, I mean, episode 2 had one of the greatest fight scenes in the history of
everything.
Everything.
Yes. Yeah, it was. The end of episode 2 of Daredevil is one of the most phenomenal moments in television and even, I would say, cinematic history. Right. For me, episode 4, I really started to feel it. I started to really feel her connection to the world and the universe, the MCU, and all that. But on the surface level, and the reason that I enjoyed it is the same reason I enjoyed the portions of the Alias series that I had read, because you have this idea in comics from like, you know, the 80s onward, where there's this sort of subgenre of superhero comic book that explores, you know, the dirty underbelly, the grittier side of, you know, the superhero. You have your Alan Moore deconstructions and all that.
If you want to read something that like really, really shows dirty underbelly, read The Boys. That book, man, that book is messed up.
Fair enough. But on that same token, though, you have that's well established. You know, 30 years now, well established. But then you also have something that goes even further back. You know, closer to 100 years, and that's hard-boiled detective fiction. And
yeah,
so
like a Sam Spade kind of
exactly,
noir.
Yeah, or Philip Marlowe. You know, yeah, this whole Raymond Chandler, Dashiell Hammett type deal, and yeah, I mean, Jessica Jones as a character, as a human character, is ripped straight from Hammett and Chandler, and as a superhero, she definitely comes from that sort of deconstructive side of the superhero genre, and the two things just mesh up so well, and it's one of the reasons I really loved Alias, although I haven't read all of it. I really loved everything that I did read out of it, and it's doing the same thing. I mean, you even get a lot of the same sort of cinematic cues in terms of framing and shots in Jessica Jones that you have in the cinematic versions of the the film noir, which was the hard-boiled
Maltese
fiction,
Falcon,
Maltese Falcon, Big Sleep, Chinatown, you know, all that jazz. So yeah, I really appreciate it on that level. Beyond that, I think there's some things that have resonated with a lot of people that don't necessarily have the same resonance with us because of our experiences. But you know, it would be remiss not to mention that it's largely being held as one of the best treatments of abuse and survivorship, victim survivorship, in not just in the MCU, but just in general.
Ever.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't, I mean, you know, I'm fortunate that doesn't resonate with me, but you know, I can really appreciate it on that level as well.
And I mean, it's one of those things that even if you haven't personally experienced that kind of victimization,
sure,
it's still a powerful and impactful thing that they're doing.
Yes.
And the way that they're doing it is so spot on. Like, this is a character who is like acknowledged, has seen a therapist for their PTSD from the experiences that they have had. And like, I don't have post-traumatic stress disorder, but I know people who do. Mm-hmm. And I've seen the way that they cope with it, and from everything I can see, it seems like just remarkably spot on.
Right. And one of the reasons I think it is so spot on is because it is acknowledged, it is never shied away from, but nor does it define her. It never at any point that I've seen defines her as a character. Yeah. And I think that's really phenomenal. So Jessica Jones, about halfway in for both of us. Good. 2 thumbs up. There you go. That's the official Man of Biscuit, whatever. It's not really a review.
It would be 3 thumbs up if Jay would ever watch it.
All right.
Real quick, one of the shows that I am watching, Into the Badlands. Phenomenal. You guys need to watch it.
Yeah, well, you need to watch a bunch of stuff too, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
You can't turn this around, man. You can't turn this around.
You don't get to preach to us, Jay.
Because I haven't watched the same things you guys have watched. So
no, you haven't watched the best television show in the history of television shows, is why. Well, yeah, I'll stand by that for now.
Okay.
For this minute.
For this minute, yeah. It's pretty good, though, guys. Pretty good.
It's so good, guys.
Yeah.
Said I have time, I will watch it. Into the Badlands, however you guys need to pick up.
You know what? We were talking about how we have an extended period of time coming up where we have free time because of the holiday weekend. Just come and hang out with us and we'll watch this stuff. I'll watch Daredevil again.
Yeah.
All right. I will come over there. I'll tell you what. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll come over there. Shoot, we can even.
All right.
Yeah.
We can plan when we're not on the air.
We'll plan later. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's an option.
It's an
For those
option.
of you,
Also, viewers.
Yes, come watch Daredevil.
Come watch Daredevil.
That's right.
And Jessica Jones. We'll get together. We'll have a big party. We'll order a pizza.
That's right.
Because we'll only need one.
We'll order 7 pizzas.
And have 6 left over. Because
no. TJ's got that covered.
Yeah.
As RJ has discovered, because twice now hanging out, you've been like, pizza, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. It's great. It's great because I've been trying to cut back on what I eat, and pizza is my kryptonite. So I just wait for TJ to come over. It's when and then I order pizza, and I know I'm not going to eat the whole thing.
I left you pizza the first time.
You did.
There were slices left.
We split that one half and half. and this one was last was anyway. This is stuff that people.
Topic. Nobody cares.
Let's just get this.
Although you know what? Okay, just as an aside, apparently, RJ, I have a crush on you, or at least that's what science would say. Because something that I read recently was that dudes eat more pizza when there is a girl around that they are attempting to impress. Like they did this study where they measured how much pizza like people eat on average and how much dudes ate when there was a girl around, and they eat much more pizza, or just, I guess, in general, but they focused on pizza for the article. But apparently dudes eat more as like essentially a feat of strength to like try to impress women. Now, maybe I have a crush on RJ and think he's a woman, or I don't, and I just eat a lot of pizza anyway, which is my initial reaction, because I'm like, I just eat until I want to die, regardless of whether or not I'm alone. There's no feat of strength. There's no extra like impressive thing. It's just I eat until.
Are you a little flush, RJ?
I want to die.
Anyway,
should
we should end this goddamn train wreck is what we should do. So yeah,
I read that study this week. It was relevant.
Let's go ahead real quick and talk about last week's top 5 lists. Somebody work on bringing those comments up. We got some. Jay, you work on Facebook. TJ, you work on YouTube. But I know right off the top of my head, Steve's list included No Doubt, Don't Speak, and as you guys know, that was a late elimination. Elimination, thank you, from my list. And I don't know, like we totally called it though, because this is the type of thing that people our age just love to talk about. Friggin' 90s music, man. So, all right, just let me know when you guys got a list to share, and we will get to it.
Down, never mind. I'll just go this way.
Okay.
I paused.
Hi,
I paused it.
That was I know that guy.
All right,
it sounded familiar.
Dave Brown.
All right.
Dave Brown put up You Get What You Give by the New Radicals, which came so close to being on my list.
Mm-hmm.
So close. What's Up by the Four Non
Yes.
Yeah. Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners, which I pointed out to him, disqualifies him because that was an 80s song. Come Out and Play by The Offspring. I'll give him that. And then honorable mentions, even though that was only 4. Big Papa by the Notorious B.I.G. I Wish by Skee-Lo. Yeah. And Plowed by Sponge, which made me like mad that I didn't think about it.
Wow, yeah, I didn't even think of that one.
And then there was one more on YouTube from Raven, who didn't do a list, just did some honorable mentions, including Michael Jackson, Black or White, Snow, Informer, Boys to Men, End of the Road, which we discussed Boys to Men in, I want to say, the pre-show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, Chumbawamba's Tub Thumpin', and Bush, Machine Head.
Yes.
We have no Facebook comments, so that was
okay. Maybe Steve left his on my page, and because I'm like recording everything.
Yeah, because I remember.
But I did give him.
I did give him about November Rain, which was which almost made my list, and I believe I might have thrown out there as a honorable mention. If I didn't, I should have, because Patience was going to be on my list, but it turned out to be 1989, and thus I couldn't use it. Or was it 88? One of the two. But it hit, yeah, that whole bleed over talk thing and all that other good stuff. But no, it should have been it should have been on that list, and it wasn't.
Oh yeah, it was on mine. So I did pull it up. Yeah, it was November Rain. Don't Speak. Jeremy by Pearl Jam.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah. Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio, which for me will always be Amish Paradise. And The Distance by Cake. How did Cake never come up in any of our conversations?
Okay, I adore Cake. I love that band, but I hate that song.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hey, thanks so much, guys. This is really what we were hoping for with that, is more people to talk about 90s songs with us, and you guys
I got phone calls from people being all like, well, why didn't you do this? And I told them, like, the same thing. I'm like, functionally, because it was bait. we discussed before we recorded, like, let's totally leave off Nirvana and stuff, because that'll force people to comment on things. And it kind of worked.
I know. We're learning how to do this internet thing. Next stop, 30 subscribers. Woo! All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week doing some more of this. Hopefully a little less whatever the hell this was. But
train wreck.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was okay.
I had fun. Jessica Jones rules.
You know what? I wish that we hadn't done this so I could have watched 2 more episodes of Jessica Jones.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. But
wow.
Me too, kind of.
Hey, didn't you say that you were grateful for the rekindled friendship?
Yeah,
but now you take it all back.
You know what, though? Now I don't have to do this to hang out with you guys. You're both in my relative vicinity. One of you is, like, way in my vicinity.
All right, but
why am I still doing this show? I can just hang out with you guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I like the sound of my own voice, and I can play it over and over on YouTube. We discussed this.
Yeah, we did, actually. All right, so for this week, you've earned it. Top spot for TJ Rathburn. And Jacob Gamble. I am RJ Velasquez. We will see you guys next week, maybe?
Next week. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.